If you were around any school last week or even watched TV, you may have seen a lot of children and adults alike wearing Dr. Seuss hats in celebration of Read Across America Day. In our EVSC Spotlight today, we're celebrating the Read Across America program, the yearly celebration of reading held all across the country, which seeks to celebrate reading and its importance in kids' lives. Read Across America Day is typically celebrated on March 2nd, but teachers across the country choose to celebrate it in many different ways, some making it an entire week-long celebration. The day often includes classroom visits by special guests from the community, like Dr. Bertram, who you see here, who volunteer their time to read Dr. Seuss to the children. And no offense to Dr. Bertram, but kids at Howard Roosa got a big surprise this year, a visit by an extra special guest, the Indianapolis Colt mascot, Blue.
Go Colts! Howard Roosa was chosen as one of only 10 schools across the state to be visited by Blue. Blue and his friend Cat in the Hat read the kids a version of Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss, acting out the book and showing kids how fun reading can be. The National Education Association started the Read Across America celebration more than 10 years ago, choosing Dr. Seuss as its official symbol based on his appeal to children and adults of all ages.
I think it's really important to really focus on reading, because reading is really the fundamental skill that we need to be instilling in our students. We at EVSC really want our students to be lifelong learners, and I think that if we really instill that love of reading, that's really going to translate into all other subjects. So I think it just really gives them that good foundation.
And a special thanks to all those volunteers who spent time reading to kids last week, including you, Dr. Bertram. It's a great program, and all the organizers deserve a big thank you. And now, Dr. Bertram, you have the last word. In keeping with the topic today, you're going with I-Steps.
I am, but first I do want to thank all the volunteers who helped pull off Read Across America. It's a great experience for our kids, and just learning to love reading is such a critical piece for our children, and we need to do that at a very early age. Today we talked about I-Step, and I believe I-Step and testing is a positive thing. However, we must look at various ways in which we can offer exams that are meaningful for students. One of the things the state has looked at over the last several years is creating more of a pre and post test and interim assessments that happen throughout the year that really lead to greater I-Step success. And our hope is that that continues to evolve over time, and that we can find a way to enhance the testing situation for our students. The other important piece that I think is absolutely critical is what happens in high school. And oftentimes we had the GQE, or the graduation qualifying exam, and then that was replaced by end-of-course assessments. My hope is that we continue to expand and enhance the assessment for high school students. Some states have adopted the SAT or the ACT as their state exam for high school, and my hope is that we will do the same in Indiana, that we'll look at the ACT or SAT as a high school assessment, so that it not only works in terms of assessing student performance and school performance, but also looking at college admission and career readiness. Those are two very important pieces that we have to make sure are in place for our students. We have to prepare them for higher education and make sure they have the skills and knowledge necessary to compete in this global economy.
Because that's the goal of everything. That's the goal of education in general. So.
Absolutely. And it's also, we've heard from President Obama, Secretary Duncan, as well as State Superintendent Tony Bennett, the importance of career readiness and the measures that are necessary for and to ensure that students are ready for post-secondary education and careers.
All right, thank you, Dr. Bertram. That's all the time that we have for today. Join us next week for our show on preparing our schools in the case of inclement or severe weather.
And as Severe Weather Awareness Week rolls around, we'll take and talk safety and how important information on how you can stay informed in what's going on in your child's school. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Here's a look at what's coming up this week in the EVSC. Have a great week.